Ready, Madam Chair?
Good morning, fellow commission members, staff members, attorneys, and guests. The date is Friday, January the 27th, 2017, at approximately 9:30 a.m. I'm Minnie Ann Lane, your commission chairman, and I'll now call to order the meeting of the Tennessee Private Investigation and Polygraph Commission. Since we have commission members that are attending by telephone conferencing, it's going to be necessary to have a roll call after each vote. And I'll call upon our executive, Cody Vest, to handle this roll call each time.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask Executive Vest if she would call the roll now to verify a quorum, please.
David Brown.
Here.
Larry Flair.
Here.
David Horton. Rick Jones.
Here.
Minnie Lane.
Here.
Jerry Richards.
Here.
Dr. Rich.
Here.
Alan Russo.
Here.
Let the record show that David Horton is not present, but Dr. Rich is calling in telephonically.
Thank you, Executive Director Vest. I'll ask if each commission member has received and had time to review a copy of the agenda, and if there's a motion to adopt this agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Brown to adopt the agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Russo second this. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries.
We have to do a roll call.
Yes,
No.
that's next.
Okay.
Would you handle that, please?
Yes, we're going to vote on the approval of the agenda. David Brown.
Aye.
Larry Flair.
Aye.
Rick Jones.
Aye.
Minnie Lane.
Aye.
Jerry Richards.
Aye.
Dr. Rich.
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Ayes have it, Madam Chair.
Thank you. If each commission member has reviewed the minutes of the September 16th, 2016 commission meeting, then I'll ask if there's a motion to approve these minutes as they are presented.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Russo.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Richards. Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries. Would you do a roll call, please?
Yes. And Dr. Rich, you need to speak up so we can hear you when you vote.
Will do.
David Brown.
Aye.
Larry Flair.
Aye.
Rick Jones.
Aye.
Minnie Lane.
Aye.
Jerry Richards.
Aye.
Dr. Rich.
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Okay.
Ayes have it, Madam Chair.
All right. Next on the agenda, we have the election of officers, but due to all the new appointments that may be coming in, what is the pleasure of the commission to either delay that or go ahead and handle the election?
Yes, I had asked the chair. I have been notified by two of you commission members that have heard from the governor's office, and there are several more appointees that could be possible. Our next meeting will be in March, so I wanted to know if you want to keep your officers as they are right now till we have new appointees, or do you want to go ahead and do elections this morning?
Recommend that we just wait, because then we'll have to do it again anyhow in March.
Any other discussion?
We have gone several months now without a vice chairman, and seems like we ought to have a vice chairman in the event something happens to Minnie. So I make a motion that we elect a vice chairman.
All right.
I second.
Okay, motion to elect vice chairman by Commissioner Richards, second by Commissioner Russo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries. Would you do a roll call, please?
Yes, ma'am. Hold on just a second. Just threw me off my little schedule. David Brown.
Aye.
Larry Flair.
Aye.
Rick Jones.
Aye.
Minnie Lane.
Aye.
Jerry Richards.
Aye.
Dr. Rich.
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
The ayes have it, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Would you like to handle this portion of the election
Yes.
for vice chairman, please?
Yes, hold on just a moment. Let me find I have a script here. She threw me off, so I have to, oh, here it is. Thank you, honey. I just don't know if this is legal or not to vote for the chair and the vice chair. We can just pick one person. Can we just, is this
You should be able to
following
go
Robert's
with
Rules of
vice
Orders?
chair.
Okay.
I mean, there hasn't been a motion to remove Minnie, so go ahead with the vice chair.
Okay.
If there's any
Okay,
question,
we'll
we
call
could
them for nominations for the vice chair for the Private Investigation and Polygraph Commission. Larry Flair has been nominated. Do we have any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Brown.
All right, we have David Brown and Larry Flair both. Next, for nominations, are you ready to take we're ready to take a vote? I've never had two people. All in, Dr.
We
Rich,
need
can
a
you hear us?
motion.
I hear you.
Motion to cease.
No, we have to make we have two nominees, so we're going to have to vote on one. So, we're going to,
Paper over there. They can just do it in secret, and then you can count it.
okay, if you want to do a secret ballot, you want to do a vocal, for me to do a roll call, how would you want me to handle this?
Roll call.
It don't matter to me.
Doesn't matter, roll call.
Whatever's the easiest and the quickest.
Okay. Commission members, all in favor of Larry Flair being the vice chair, please vote. I'll call the roll vote again.
Call your name and tell them to pick which commission member.
All right. David Brown, would you make your vote for either Larry Flair or David Brown? Well, that is you. We're going to move on past you,
Maybe
Mr.
we
Brown.
need to do secret ballot.
That's why I really
Yeah.
wanted it written down so I wouldn't have to do this.
Yeah, that'd be easier, I believe. Forcing somebody
To accommodate that, I will abstain from voting so y'all can have your secret ballot there in Nashville.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Would everyone please, you got some paper, you have a pad, and I do apologize. I've just never had two individuals at one time for that position. And Shauna will come and pick up your vote. I'm going to do it this way. Dr. Richards, what is it called? Abstain since he's not here to write that down. We have your new vice chair for the PI, Private Investigation Polygraph Commission, will be David Brown by vote. I think that we ready to move on now, Madam Chair.
I believe we are.
Right now, next up
Adoption.
is the Robert's Rules of Order.
Exactly. I'll ask if there's a motion to adopt the Robert's Rules of Order.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Russo. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Rick Jones. Commissioner, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Executive Director, would you please call the roll?
David Brown,
Aye.
Larry Flair,
Aye.
Rick Jones,
Aye.
Minnie Lane,
Aye.
Jerry Richards,
Aye.
Dr. Rich,
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
The ayes have it, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Now, I believe at this point in the meeting, we have on the agenda the legal report. Our Assistant General Counsel, which one's going to handle it?
I'll handle it.
Okay, I appreciate that, if you would.
Good morning, Commission members. I just want to start by introducing a restructure that we've had in the legal department. Typically, I've handled the cases when they first came in, any complaints that we've had, and if they went to litigation hearing, we would transfer them over to a litigating attorney. We've decided to make a change in the legal department, and each program now has 2 disciplinary counsels. I will still serve as your program attorney. I will handle the rule changes, any day-to-day advice that the commission may need. But for complaints from start to finish, that will be handled by the two attorneys that we have here this morning, Ms. Lindsay Shepard, Ms. Shalina Brown, and Zach Nitschke is our paralegal for the PI commission. And we definitely, sorry, go for it, Zach.
Nitzschke.
So they will be handling complaints from here on out. This month in particular, we did not have any complaints to present to you all, but Ms. Brown does have a motion that she would like to present to the commission.
Dr. Rich, did you get the material that we sent you from, for Shalina?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I did not.
You didn't get the petition
Declaratory judgment.
for the declaratory judgment?
Oh, the one that you sent?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I did get that, yes, I'm sorry. I did. Yeah. I wrote and thanked you for it, I remember that.
Good morning, Commission members. I'm presenting this matter to you for a decision on a procedural issue pursuant to Tennessee Code 45225B, which states that a respondent must first petition the department through the commission for a declaratory order before proceeding for a declaratory judgment in Chancery Court. This is a pending contested case formal hearing that the administrative judge at the Secretary of State's office has stayed indefinitely until the constitutional issues that have been raised by the respondent are decided by a court of competent jurisdiction. On January 14, 2016, the department filed a notice of hearing and charges alleging that there were various violations of the Tennessee Private Investigators Licensing and Regulatory Act against this respondent. On February 4, 2016, the respondent filed a petition for a declaratory order and a motion to dismiss the case in this docket. The respondent alleges that the definition contained in 62-26-202, paren 26, Investigations Company, is facially unconstitutional under the First Amendment's overbreadth doctrine and void for vagueness under the Due Process Clause of the 5th and 14th Amendment. The respondent is challenging that definition of the statute and claiming it is too broad and all-encompassing because it will include every individual and every business entity in existence that engages in the business of furnishing diffuse or generic information about any other person or business. Also, the respondent states that the word person in the definitions section gives an unlimited definition designed to encompass every person and business entity conceivable under the Act. The administrative judge handling the case at the Administrative Procedures Division dismissed the petition for declaratory order and denied the motion to dismiss. The petition for declaratory order was improperly filed with the Administrative Procedures Division. It should have been filed with the department through the commission. Thereafter, the respondent filed the petition for declaratory order with the department on October 10, 2016, and requested a declaratory order from the department. Now, we have a problem here because the respondents are improperly seeking a declaratory order from the Department of Commerce and Insurance as well. When there's a statute that allows for seeking a declaratory order, which we have in this case, and it concerns the validity and applicability of a statute, rule, or order, that must be filed first with the department procedurally, and thereafter it can be appealed to the Chancery Court of Davidson County. There's also a rule on declaratory orders which states that the request must be filed with the agency and in a particular format, which the respondents have done here. So they've met the procedural requirements for filing a declaratory order and then later obtaining a declaratory judgment from the Chancery Court. The problem is that the department and the commission cannot issue a declaratory order. The Tennessee Supreme Court has clearly stated that constitutional issues cannot be heard or determined by an administrative agency or board because they are not authorized to rule on a facial constitutional challenge to a statute or a rule. The case is Richardson v. Tennessee Board of Dentistry. The court said that it is the sole obligation of the judicial branch to interpret the law and determine the constitutionality of actions taken by the two other branches of government, meaning the executive and the legislative branch. An agency cannot consider or question the constitutionality of legislative acts, nor may it determine the unconstitutionality of the statutes it was created to administer or enforce. So the Department of Commerce and this commission is housed under the executive branch of state government, and this board falls within the purview of the Department of Commerce and Insurance. Therefore, the commission cannot issue the declaratory order. Here, the respondents have challenged the facial constitutionality of the commission's statute, and the next step will be for the respondents to file the petition with the state court under the statute. Now, please keep in mind that the original contested case proceeding is still pending and open. It has just been stayed by the Administrative Procedures Division. After this matter is heard by a court of competent jurisdiction, it will be set for hearing, and we'll hopefully have a decision as well from Chancery Court of Johnson County once this respondent files that lawsuit there. Thank you.
So going forward, as Shalina indicated, that once the matter of constitutionality has been decided, the case itself, the facts surrounding that case would come back to you all. But before they get there, and Shalina, feel free to correct me where I'm wrong, they're needing for the commission to make a decision, and as she's explained, that is outside your purview to make a ruling on the constitutionality. So as far as that petition, she needs you to vote on that so they can move forward to Chancery Court. So it has to leave this jurisdiction so that it can go to Chancery Court. So that motion, I would advise you all to deny that.
Okay, do we just need a roll call on that, or a motion, first of all?
Yes.
Is there a motion?
I make a motion we accept council's recommendations.
Motion by David Brown to accept council's recommendation. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rich. Any discussion on this now?
Madam Chairman, can you find out from council about what the turnaround might be? Do we have any idea? 6 months?
I can't even say. It could be longer than that. I would guess it might be longer.
Okay.
It just depends on the docket for, in Chancery, how quickly they hear it and issue the decision. That's also takes a bit of time to issue a written decision.
Thank you.
Other discussion?
Just for clarity of the record, if I can ask the commission, the motion is to deny the petition for declaratory order.
Yes. Would you like to do roll call?
All right, let's take a roll call. David Brown,
Deny.
Larry Flair,
That we deny.
Rick Jones,
Deny.
Minnie Lane,
Deny.
Jerry Richards,
Deny.
Dr. Rich,
Deny.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Motion has been denied, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And following the agenda, do we have any appearances?
Yes, we do.
Are they ready, or?
Do we have Earl Smith with us this morning? April Silva? April Silva, Silva. Okay, well, we'll just go ahead. If you look, should be your exhibit. Let's go to Exhibit A on your pads. Early Smith was requested to appear before the board. I did approve the apprenticeship due to the length it took to get back to the board for a board meeting. What you're looking at is a 2001 theft under $500 for a misdemeanor. 1988 public order crimes, which is embezzlement, which was reduced down to a misdemeanor as well. He is making an application to be a private investigator. Dr. Ritchie, you have your material?
I have it in front of me.
Thank you.
He was issued an apprenticeship.
Yes, ma'am.
And this offense was reduced to a misdemeanor?
Both of these are misdemeanors, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
He did properly state them on his application.
Yes, he did.
Point of clarification, we are considering April Silva?
No, sir.
Okay, sorry about
We're
that.
doing Exhibit A. which
Okay,
Early Smith-
Earl Smith.
Yes,
I misunderstood, sorry about that.
That's all right. I thought I'd tell the commission, these are some old charges here, especially the 88 charge, and they were reduced down to misdemeanor. I did issue the apprentice license based on the fact that the gentleman would appear before the commission. I have not heard from him. I have not had an opportunity to call up my computer to see if he might have sent an email or not. But I just want to let you know why I did approve the apprenticeship.
How long is I know it's 6 months, but when did you approve the apprenticeship?
It was in November.
So if we waited, he would still be under the apprenticeship until,
And at the March meeting, yes, ma'am.
yeah, okay. Still reading.
See, if you look at it, I sent it to him on November the 26th. I sent it to his company, Highright, asking for the appearance today. I did not hear
Bothers
from
me that
either
he's not
one, so I
here.
took it he was coming.
I have the motion. Motion by Commissioner Richards and
Could we
second
have
by...
that motion again in the microphone? I'm sorry, we didn't hear.
Okay.
Make a motion that it be denied.
Commissioner Jones seconds.
Have a motion and a second to deny. Is there any further discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Would you do a roll call, please?
David Brown,
Aye.
Larry Flair,
Denied.
Rick Jones,
Aye.
Minnie Lane,
Deny.
Jerry Richards,
Denied.
Dr. Rich,
Deny.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
This application has been denied, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Now, if you would, we'll move to Exhibit B. This is April Silva. You'll also see in the packet that we sent her a letter for appearance as well. We have a 9/14. We have more, but this was. You look through her record here on 9/2014 a DUI, November 14 DUI, 12/14 a DUI, along with other things, and July of 2016 a DUI.
I'd like to point out that it says 10:30 is, what time is it right now? We might be ahead.
Well, that's true.
Should we wait on that and maybe do something else?
We could do that. We could wait to 10:30 and move down here on the agenda, and if the gentleman does come in, he'll have his opportunity. We'll come back and take a look.
It is also say 10:30.
Yes, it does.
Well, it just
Madam
says
Chairman.
appearance is 10:30. We're just a little ahead of time.
Should have caught that to begin with.
I do apologize for that. I've got everything in order and just moved right along.
Do we need to reissue?
Well, we can wait. If he doesn't appear, it can stand.
Oh, yes,
Right.
it stands, but we'll look at that. Yes. All right. Madam Chair, you can move on to the next one if you'd like, which might be the proposed changes
Okay.
to
That'd be fine.
the polygraph laws and rules.
Okay.
I'm actually going to turn this segment over to Mr. Commissioner Richards to start this, if you'd like, sir.
Before we talk about the proposed changes, I'd like to recognize 4 outstanding members of the Polygraph Commission, or Polygraph community in Tennessee. I've asked these men to come here today because of their extensive knowledge of polygraphy, and because I think they represent a cross-section of the polygraph examiners here in Tennessee. Every one of them will tell you that these proposed changes are necessary. They'll benefit the polygraph examiners in Tennessee, and they will do no harm to the people being examined. First of all, Skip Elrod. Skip, if you'd raise your hand. I've known Skip for a long time. Skip is a retired United States Army CID officer, polygraph examiner. He graduated from the Department of Defense Polygraph Institute. Following his retirement, he went to work for the TBI as an agent and an examiner, worked his way up in the organization, became the SAC of the Chattanooga office, and is now in charge of the TBI polygraph program. Then we have Steve Duncan, and I don't know where to start with Steve because he's been so active in polygraph. Steve is a graduate of the Department of Defense Polygraph Institute. He has a private practice and conducts polygraph examinations in Georgia, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Ohio and Florida. He provides quality control reviews and expert witness testimony in state and federal court. He's retired from the Georgia Department of Public Safety, where he was an investigator and supervisor of the polygraph unit. He was the deputy director of Argenbright International Institute of Polygraph, where he was responsible for development of polygraph curriculum, training, administration of polygraph examinations, quality control reviews, and expert witness testimony. He has served as an adjunct instructor at the Department of Defense Polygraph Institute and has lectured on polygraph matters at numerous national, state, and local training sessions across the United States and overseas. He's a current member of the Board of Directors and past Vice President for Law Enforcement for the American Polygraph Association. Then we have Jeff White. Jeff is the President of the Tennessee Polygraph Association. He has a private polygraph business and does contract polygraph examinations and training for the TBI. He's retired full-time from law enforcement with 38 years service with the Springfield Police Department and the Ridgetop Police Department. His duties with those departments included patrol officer, canine officer, detective, lieutenant, and chief of police. He's been a polygraph examiner in Tennessee since 1999. Then we have Scott Jones. Scott is the Vice President of the Tennessee Polygraph Association. He's a detective lieutenant and polygraph examiner for the Robertson County Sheriff's Office. Now, we were hoping to put the Tennessee polygraph laws and rules up on the screen, but that didn't work out today. So what we're going to have to do is for the commission members, if you would go to your iPads and pull them up. The first proposed change, and I'll give you time to find the, we're going to start with the law. And this will be Title 62, Chapter 27-107, small a in parentheses, 8 in parentheses.
No, I don't put the rules in there because the law will require legislation changes.
You want to go ahead and make that statement now?
If I could address the commission, I believe what you're looking at on the iPads are proposed rule changes. I don't believe the legislation was there because we had no indication that this was a sponsored bill that would come down. The commission cannot make legislation changes to the legislation without the legislature's approval, of course.
So are we going to just go omit the laws? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that would be my advice. We can't make changes to the statutes. We can look at the rules and the changes that you have made, recommendations you've made about the statutory changes. There may be ways to implement that within the rules, but we cannot change the statute without legislative support or a proposed bill being done.
So would it help you at all if we talked about them?
That is fine for discussion, but again, as far as changing the actual language of the statute, that's not something that we can do. That has to come from the legislature down to us. So, but like I said, as far as the rule changes, because I believe you also submitted proposed changes to the polygraph rules, those can be discussed. If those changes that have been suggested are within the current language of the statute, we can make those changes.
Disregard what I just said then. Let's go to rules. And the first proposed change is Chapter 1160-1-.05, 3 in parentheses, small b in parentheses, and c in parentheses. And that's under course of study for internship. Our recommendation is that we replace all reference to pre-employment, periodic, and specific polygraph examinations with the term conduct polygraph examinations, because not all examiners will have an opportunity to conduct testing in all these areas. Therefore, conducting polygraph examinations will better fit the needs of the interns. Should I go through the rest of them, or did we do anything?
I think that's probably up to the commission if they want to look at each rule separately, if they want to discuss it once you've completed your presentation. I think that's a decision for the commission.
Next one is Chapter 1160-1-.06, 2 in parentheses, small a in parentheses, 7 and 7I. And the recommendation, does everybody have that? The recommendation is eliminate number 7 completely. The words actions and activities cover a variety of areas such as misdemeanor violations and prior employments that may be pertinent to an examination. Further, this is not a requirement of the Employment Polygraph Protection Act or the American Polygraph Association Model Policy for Law Enforcement Public Service Pre-Employment Polygraph Screening Examinations.
The only thing I would say to that particular change, as far as 7I or 7 little I, that could be changed. You can even eliminate Part 7 from the rule, but that is still in existence in the statute, so it would still be there. I think if the commission wanted to explore maybe defining actions or activities, that's something they could do. But even if that's eliminated from our rules, it's still in the statute.
It's still in the statute.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd still have to comply with it. Is that correct?
Right. And so the commission can define what actions and activities are. That's something that you can do, but eliminating that does not take away the requirement.
Madam Chairman, may I address council?
Yes.
Well, in essence, somebody on the Hill has to change the legislative law in order for us to get what we feel as possibly, my opinion, is inappropriate rules for this part of this commission. But even though we change these rules, it's still going to be in law, so it's going to have to come from the Hill before anything will actually be able to go into effect, and the polygraph examiners out there are still going to have to go by it. Is that correct?
That's correct. I did see that some of the rule changes are easy changes. As far as the first one that Mr. Richards proposed, removing the pre-employment, the types of examinations, that can be easily changed because that complies with the statute currently. But if what you're proposing changes the statute, that will have to come from the Hill.
This is actually the first step, and our recommendation is to go to the Hill.
Right. If the association decides to go to the Hill to try to get some support, this is what they can propose. But that the statutory changes have to come from the Hill before we can implement them there. So if there are proposed changes that work within that statute, that's fine. But until the statute changes, we can only work around what's already enacted.
Question for counsel. Paul Rich here. In my understanding, we can't approve this one that was earlier stated, and if we can do that, it would be my position, this commission go ahead and accommodate our polygraph partners with what we can change, and then have them proceed with what they have to do for statutory changes.
That's correct, Dr. Rich. The proposed rule change to 1160-1-.05, that's a change that can be done without having to change the statute. I believe you were discussing, Commissioner Richards, 1160-1-.06. As I said, Part 7 could be changed, but it still exists in the statute. The small I and the list of questions under it is not statutory, so if the commission decides to delete that, that's something that can be done. But Part 7 still exists in the statute.
Well, our recommendation for 7I, is to eliminate that completely. Mm-hmm. And the reason is because neither the Employment Polygraph Protection Act nor the APA requires the examinee to be provided with a list of questions prior to the examination. All polygraph examiners review the questions with the examinee orally prior to the test, but it's not necessary to provide them with a written list of questions because that would require the examiner to carry a printer with it. And oftentimes during the question review, the polygraph questions have to be changed. And so it's just cumbersome and unnecessary.
Council, would a motion be in order?
Not yet.
If the commission decides to adopt the change, to propose that these changes be done, we can do it one at a time. We can do it as a whole, and at our next commission meeting, I will bring to you the official thing, and we can vote on that change,
Okay.
that proposed change.
All right, thank you.
The next one is Chapter 1160-1-06, 8 in parentheses A. And the recommendation there is that we change it from 2 separate charts to 3 separate charts. All polygraph schools that I'm aware of now teach 3 charts before making a decision. Next, 1160-1-.06 with 9 in parentheses. The recommendation is the requiring an examinee to sign the last chart is obsolete and unnecessary. Most examiners now use computerized polygraph equipment. Software developers have built into their programs a safeguard to prevent altering collected data. Requiring the examinee to sign the last chart requires the examiner to print the last chart, which is unnecessary. Then the last one is 1160-02-.03, 3 in parentheses, small a in parentheses, and small b in parentheses, under qualifying programs. And the recommendation is that to both small a and small b in parentheses to add American Association of Police Polygraphists, because this organization provides very valuable instruction to polygraph examiners. And that's all of them.
So, like I said, with the exception of 1160-1-.067, all of the proposed rule changes are something that can be done through a proposed rulemaking change. Like I said, as far as 7, that's still in the statute, so eliminating it here would not eliminate the requirement. But if the commission is in agreement with the association, what I can do is go forward and begin preparing the documents that are needed to make those rule changes.
Get a motion from us to do that.
Well, let me ask, is the association going to, looking at going to the Hill and changing legislation?
Tell us all how that's done. Would you explain it?
There you go, Ashley.
You get a sponsor and
Yeah.
a lobbyist.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. The association would probably be best to go onto the Hill and find a sponsor in the House or Senate and begin the process that way.
Because after you have a law change, that's when we do a rulemaking hearing.
Exactly.
Incorporate everything that needs to be changed instead of having a rulemaking now just for 1 or 2 things. If you're looking at going to if you're looking to go into the Hill to make those changes, that will, like I say, will require a rule change. And it looks like you've got a couple of things here that you do want to have changed by legislation as well. I'm just throwing that out. That's a suggestion.
So there are a couple of ways. We can make the changes that work within the current statute. We can propose those changes now and make those rule changes. Or if the association is planning to pursue legislation change, we can hold off on this, see where the legislation changes go, and then do one big rulemaking change.
But we'd like to go ahead and have the things that you can change that now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then we'll work on the other. Now, does the commission, do you assist us in taking it to the Hill?
We do not. No, it comes down to us. It's more of a directive, and then we make the rules to comply with what the statutory change is.
This is actually cleanup. As far as you're concerned, it's not. If it was left like it is now, would it have any effect at all on?
Well, it's just there's a lot of these are just cumbersome, but and we would like to have what we can change to have that change now.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion that we instruct council to prepare the documents to make the changes that we are authorized to. And anyway, if we need to show up or assist the PI Association, that we can do what we can. And I also like to thank them for the work they've done on this.
Well, you have a motion there, Madam Chair. I was going to say something, but I'm sorry, I'm interrupted. Go ahead.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Russo, second by Commissioner Flair. Any discussion? We're all in favor first.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Is there any discussion? Did you have something?
I'm ready to do a roll call if you are.
Okay.
David Brown,
Aye.
Larry Flair,
Aye.
Rick Jones,
Aye.
Minnie Lane,
Abstain.
Jerry Richards,
Aye.
Dr. Rich,
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Ayes have it, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
So I should have those proposed rules ready for you all to adopt at the next commission meeting in March.
What I was going to
could
say
we
now
have-
that
go ahead.
excuse me, now that we're off there, you've had that vote. I think actually what the association probably would want as well is when they do find the sponsor on the Hill, that they can say that the Private Investigation and Polygraph Commission is in favor of making the necessary changes. That is actually what you were voting for right now. That's all I was going to say.
Let's take a break. How about a 10-minute break? Is that? Gotta find out where I'm at without some any change.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, we're ready to go back to work.
Okay, I'll call the meeting of the Tennessee Private Investigation Polygraph Commission back to order. And do we have our appearances here at this time?
We have Mr. Earl Smith. Do we have Miss April Silver? Yes, ma'am, we have both appearances.
Want to go forward with that?
Who are they
Please.
calling first?
Let's call Mr. Smith first.
So the commission will need to make a motion to set aside the previous decision to consider his application now.
Commissioner Russo made the motion. Who seconded that?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Brown. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And was there any discussion? You need a roll call?
All right. David Brown.
Aye.
Larry Flair.
Aye.
Rick Jones.
Aye.
Minnie Lane.
Aye.
Jerry Richards.
Aye.
Paul Rich.
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
The ayes have it, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Mr.
Smith.
Smith, would you please come in? And, you need to sign in. Let me see what list we got here. Participant. This one here. You need to sign this one, sir. Do you know what? I believe that was Exhibit A. If you'd look at Exhibit A again on your iPads.
Mr. Smith, it'll take us just a few minutes to review this because we don't see it ahead of time. We're just now looking at it. Do you have a statement that you'd like to make to the commission?
No. I mean, I'm just really not sure what to expect, so I don't have anything prepared.
Open to questions from the
Yes,
commission then, okay.
Okay, you're looking at his application this morning. He did disclose a 1988 public order crimes that were reduced to a misdemeanor. It was listed as embezzlement. And we do have a 2001 theft under $500. That's a misdemeanor as well. Like I said, he did disclose it on his application. And that's why he's here today. We did ask him to come before the commission. I think what they're asking you, Mr. Smith, to make statements about these charges. Can you explain them?
Stupidity was the main thing. I mean, you want details of the actions. The first one, I was working at a retail location, and I made the mistake of doing some returns of some items that were not returned, and pocketing the money. And then on the second offense, after talking to one of my former bosses, he thinks that I probably did it more out of a spite thing. They passed over a lot of people for a promotion in the company. They did not give people an opportunity to apply for that job. And as a result, I took some gift certificates, didn't use them, just took them. And that was, again, stupidity on my part.
Motion by Commissioner Richards to deny the application. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by Commissioner Russo. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? And I'm going to abstain. Would you do a roll call, please?
David Brown,
Denied.
Larry Flair,
Denied, ma'am.
Rick Jones,
Aye.
Minnie Lane,
Abstain.
Jerry Richards,
Denied.
Dr. Rich,
Deny.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
I'll just have it, but that apprenticeship is still good, so I'm going to have to deny that as well. Mr. Smith, your application for a private investigator has been denied. You will be getting correspondence from the office. Thank you. Ms. Silva? Yes. Would you please come out and sign in, please? Just a moment.
Since you were present from the other, you know it takes us a few minutes to look over this.
Yes.
Thank you. Bill, do you have a statement that you'd like to make or explanation to the commission?
Well, I'm kind of nervous after that. It's my understanding that I'm here because of the firearm charge that's on my record. My attorney is in the process of getting that expunged. He told me it could take up to a year or more for the whole process to take place and for it to be removed from my record, but it is an expungible offense. And if I had had it done before this meeting, I was under the impression I wouldn't even have to come, but it didn't take place before that. That he is working on it.
Let me explain to Ms. Silver what I had when I looked at this. You had a DUI on September the 14th, November the 14th, December the 14th, in July of 2016.
14 refers to the year 2014.
I had what?
DUIs.
4?
Uh-huh.
No, there's not 4.
Oh, okay. How many are there?
There should just be one DUI charge that was
okay.
September of 2014. Okay, but I was only charged with the DUI first on September, and then the gun charge did happen after that in December, and it may be where they have it as a DUI by consent because somebody was driving my vehicle.
No, now this one here is, that was the check valid. I didn't even put that. Here's your first DUI, 921 only.
Yeah.
All right, then we're coming over here. I was helping them read this. Here's another DUI.
That's the DUI by consent.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then what is
that
this?
was dropped. That was nollied.
Okay, what is this?
I don't know what this is. I haven't looked at that yet.
This implied consent, which is in resisting arrest. And then here's your other.
Those were
here's your
dropped.
other DUI. Just remember, they still want you to explain.
Okay. Okay, the 1214 charges were dropped.
Okay.
Was reduced to a reckless driving. The DUI by consent was also dropped, and of course the possession of the weapon, it is in the process of being expunged. So there is technically only one DUI, which would have been September 21st of 2014.
See, I don't have anything that tells me. This just says guilty of forfeiting a weapon.
DUI offenses.
DUI.
I don't mean about drop, but how many DUI offenses were you actually charged with?
I was charged with 2. One was dropped to a reckless driving. The DUI by consent, I allowed somebody to drive my car and they got pulled over and charged with a DUI. But that charge was also dropped once he finished his plea and everything. So I wasn't even driving the car with that one.
About the check charges.
Huh? I'm sorry?
Violation of the checks. The first one I believe I showed you. Sometimes these are a little hard to read. You're not familiar with them.
Yeah.
See this one here. Right here. It's bad checks. Or a bad one. Could be one check. Could be 3 or 4.
Could have been a bad check. You know, it's been taken care of. I know I did take care of one in Wilson County way back in 2002. It sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah, that was paid. It was just I was never made aware of it. The sheriff's office called me and told me about it, so I went up there and took care of it that same day.
May I ask? Ma'am, on the check, you're saying you think it was an insufficient funds?
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Wasn't a bad check or forgery or anything?
Right. It was just a check that bounced, and the store never told me about it for like 3 years, I guess, and there was just something floating around out there.
That's a total of 2 checks?
It was just one check. Or it may have been the same store. I'm not actually sure, but I know it was all taken care of on one day, one trip to the sheriff's office and paid.
Motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
I have a question. You were charged with implied consent, is that correct?
Yes.
So you didn't, you wasn't administered breathalyzer.
Right.
It says on this report you had a PAC of .211.
That was for the actual DUI that I was charged with. The one in September.
This is the one that was
Yeah,
reduced to reckless driving.
No, that's not the one for reckless driving. The one with reckless driving is the one that I actually pled guilty to the implied consent. They did not do a blood alcohol or anything. The one I was actually charged with, the DUI, I did end up submitting and giving blood, and that was the result.
I have a motion by Commissioner Richards to deny the application. Is there a second?
I'll second it, Madam Chairman.
Second by Commissioner Flair. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I'll abstain. Would you do a roll call, Ms. Vest?
David Brown,
Aye.
Larry Flair,
Denied.
Rick Jones,
Nine.
Minnie Lane,
Abstain.
Jerry Richards, Dr. Rich,
Deny.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Ayes have it, Madam Chair. The application has been denied for private investigator. No. If she received her apprentice card, we will ask for that back as well.
Okay.
And we just take a quick break. I need to speak to Ms. Silver.
Okay, we'll take a quick break. Call us back to order. Following our agenda, looks like the next item's administrative matters, and I'll turn this over to our Executive Director, Cody Vest.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Under the administrative matters, you do have the disciplinary action report. We do have 4 months on there for you. If you go look for the disciplinary action report for September, we did have some activity, $250. October of 2016, we had a total of $650. November of 2016 and December of 2016, there was no activity. I'll move right along unless the commission has questions. If we do, just let me know. But you see this every meeting that we have. And you do, I believe they've all been sent out to you in advance. Did you send Dr. Rich his? Dr. Rich?
Yes, ma'am.
You did receive yours, did you not?
I did.
All right, thank you. All right. The next thing we're going to look at is the monthly report. It's going to be for 4 months as well, September, October, November, December 2016. So I'm just going to pull over to the December, the last one. And what we're get to this is all the professions that we have. The report that I'd have to turn in. And first one was a Lawrence, probably. I'm trying to get to my section here for PIs. I don't see it. Do you? It's not here, is it? Oh, okay. What it says is there are 7 commission members vacancy. Alan Russo, and he expired in 2014. And Mr. Russo, I'd like to compliment you on staying on the commission without being reappointed. I mean, you serve until at the governor's discretion. And I want to thank you for doing that since 2014. Eligible for reappointment, well, Walt Valentine, he did resign, so his position is vacant. Walt Valentine resigned, so his position is vacant. Paul Brown was vacant, and so was Larry Flair's position. David Horton, also. Not eligible for reappointment is Minnie Lane and Dr. Rich. So that's why I mentioned this morning about waiting to vote on your new commission members till we see how the governor or who the governor is going to reappoint or appoint. But we'll move right on. The next thing we have on the agenda is our budget review. You should have already had this as well. I gave you two sections. This first one is the actual budget printout. It's for, if you see their fiscal year goes to 13, 14, 15, and 16, so we're interested in 16. If you come down to your fiscal year balance is $19,416. You know, July 1, we start back over with a zero balance. We go to June to the following year. So we were in a positive. We've been in a positive. If you would look at the next thing on your iPads is a new way that they're giving me our budgets. The administration wants us to be able to look at our budget on a monthly basis, so if we are starting to have any type of problems, we could catch it then. I have monthly meetings with administration, and one of them is on the budget. Anything that I see that could affect your budget, any type of legislation that might be coming down, a decrease in applications or renewals or whatever, we try to anticipate as best we can. If you will look at November the 16th, you will see that you have a balance of $11,969 for that month. It's broken out by month, but don't be alarmed if you might see a negative one time. What we really want to focus on is our year-end total, and right now it's $67,951 so far. And this is really helpful because it tells you your license revenue, the case revenue is complaints, and the regulatory fee that we must pay. Then it breaks down what your expenses are. With the Edison expenses, that's what we use for a payroll. Administrative cost backs, legal cost backs, investigations, field enforcement, customer service center. This is information that was never provided to us on a monthly basis so we could see any type of trend. So I really like looking at this form. It tells me more of what is going on with your commission. From reading this, I don't think we have a problem with the PI and Polygraph Commission as far as the budget's concerned. But if any commission members hears of any type of legislation or influx that we can expect with the commission or whatever, please let me know so I can be on the crust of knowing what's going on. If you have no questions there, we'll move on to the legislative update. And we don't have any right this minute. Next time we meet may be a different story, but as of today, we don't have any. If you don't have any other questions, we'll move right on down to the education report, which falls under me. The committee met this morning. I'm going to turn that over to our chair, please.
I don't have a list of them. Do you have the list?
Yes, ma'am, I do. As soon as I get my paper straightened out here. Where are they? They right here. Oh, here we go. The first one was, okay. I could have brought that to you. Sorry.
Didn't say this while we're on record, but this really feels strange without Beth being here for this part.
Well, we're glad you're
Executive Director Cody Vest stated, we met this morning open to the public to review this education. And the first one we had was Dwayne Duhon, D-U-H-O-N. And the recommendation was to approve. It's 40 hours of in-service. Evidently, he's an officer and does this. And since we have to take it, whether it's open to the public or not. Recommendation was to approve. Now, I can go ahead and read each one of these, and we can do one vote if you want to. That's okay with everybody? Okay, the next one is Leading Edge Legal Ed. It's an online continuing course. These people, this company provide, and they're on our approved list, but they're wanting to add 2 courses. This is a 12-hour continuing education course entitled Treasure Hunt, Dumpster Dive, Asset Search. And the recommendation was to approve that and add it to the list of approved courses. The third one is also Leading Edge Legal Ed, online continuing education course, and it was for 12 hours. It's Stealth Mode, Surveillance, Undercover Ops. And the recommendation was to approve that and add it to the list. Okay, the last one we have here is also an online continuing course by the Leading Edge Legal Ed. It's for 12 hours. The course is Truth or Dare, Interview and Testifying. And the recommendation was to approve this and add it to the list of approves. And I'll ask if there's a motion on this.
Madam Chairman, I move we approve these.
Motion by Commissioner Brown to
I'll
approve.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Flair. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Would you do a roll call, please?
David Brown.
Aye.
Larry Flair.
Aye.
Rick Jones.
Aye.
Minnie Lane.
Aye.
Jerry Richards.
Aye.
Dr. Rich.
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Your ayes have it, Madam Chair. They all passed.
Okay. Looks like we're following right along on the agenda. We come to unfinished business. And I'll ask if anybody has any unfinished business.
I do not have any unfinished
Okay.
business, Madam Chair.
What about new business? That's the next item. Does anyone have any new business?
I have a quick question of Director. On the expense report for commissioners, what is the allotted off the top of your head? Do you know, Ms. Cody, what the allotted amount for the
You get a $50 per diem, and then
okay,
we pay for your expenses.
okay, the room, is it cut off like X?
The state rate right now is $161.
Okay,
This is the state rate for the hotel.
thank you. That's all I needed.
Right?
Yes, we do have some new business.
All right.
Okay, just quickly, I've had a conflict come up on the March 17th commission date, and I was hoping that the commission would be open to maybe moving that to a different date in March. I know March 10th is not feasible just due to March Madness, and I think Bridgestone will have basketball games there, but I'm free any other Friday in March. That would be March 3rd, March 24th, or March 31st. So I was hoping that we could discuss that.
Comparable to 24th or 31st.
Now, you can bear in mind, we
Paralysis.
can have these commission meetings any day. It doesn't have to be on a Friday. I just thought I'd tell you.
So going with that week would not work for me, but any other day in March, I'm available.
Everyone think about maybe having a meeting on a non-Friday. I mean, for
I prefer Fridays, but I can think
do too. I'm sorry, Miss Best, but I do too.
well, that's enough said.
What about the 31st?
I will. We'll keep them on Fridays. That's not a problem. We can handle that.
It'll be nice for that day.
Oh, okay.
31st is good for us.
31st?
Commissioner Richards, do you have any conflict there? So, Mr. Jones, it's okay with you?
Fine with me.
Mr.
Need a
Brown?
motion to move that?
Let's make sure we don't have any conflicts.
Okay.
Alan Russo? No. Larry Flair?
What's
I
that?
don't know of any that I have either. Now we need a motion to change the board meeting to the 31st of the
Madam Chairman, I make a motion, we change the board meeting in March to reflect that it will be March the 31st at 9:30 a.m.
I have a motion by Commissioner Flair. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Jones. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Would you do a roll call, please?
David Brown.
Aye.
Larry Flair.
Aye.
Rick Jones.
Aye.
Minnie Lane.
Aye.
Jerry Richards.
Aye.
Dr. Rich.
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Ayes have it, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner.
All right.
Do we have anybody in the audience that signed up to speak? Okay. We have no audience participation, Madam
No
Chair.
audience participation. Okay. Well, if there's no further business, I'll call for a motion to adjourn the January 27th.
I'll
meeting of
make
the
that
Tennessee
motion as well, Madam Chairman. Larry Flair to.
Motion by
I will
Commissioner
second
Flair,
that.
second by Commissioner Jones. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Roll call.
Yeah, we need a roll call.
David Brown.
Aye.
Larry Flair.
Aye.
Rick Jones.
Aye.
Minnie Lane. Jerry Richards.
Aye.
Dr. Rich.
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Ayes have it, Madam Chair. We're adjourned.
Cody, can you still hear me?